Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on the Ridge, it's time. That's right, we're getting major power off-grid. If you've been following Ridge Life for very long, you guys know my journey is almost complete. I am working on 100% off-grid using this huge 48-panel solar array. But in doing so, it takes a little time. It takes some temporary measures. It takes 100% power backup, and that's what I've got today. I've got a temporary but permanent solution for 100% home backup. Let me show you what I got. Ta-da! This is the whole home backup system from Jackery. I'm talking this gives me everything I need for both my temporary power setup while I'm waiting for my main solar to be completed, and also once it is completed to have a backup system that will take care of me in case I've got major issues, both from storms, wind, rain, mechanical, electrical malfunction. This system here will take care of my whole home, even with 240 volt power for my well. This can do it. Start off with the main unit. This is the heart of the system. This is the Jackery Explorer 5000 Plus. Guys, this thing is 14,400 watt solar generator. It can do 7,200 watt output surge of up to that 14,400 watt. Amazingly, it does 240 volts and 120 volt dual voltage system. That's right, it can run your water well. That is cool. 0 millisecond online UPS, that is a quick switchover. And guys, this one unit by itself has 5,040 watt hours capacity. That is a lot. Not only do we have this, we've got two, count them, two of the Jackery battery back 5,000 plus units. Each one of these offers 5,040 extra watt hours. That's right. So if you run something that's 1,000 watts, this will run it for over 5 hours, 5 more hours, 5 more hours. Of course, and then on top of that, I've got this awesome Jackery Smart Transfer Switch. Now, if you're on grid, right, and the power goes out, this Jackery Smart Transfer Switch can quickly, I'm talking very quickly, switch you over to backup power from grid power. And then last but not least, I've also got this Jackery Solar Saga 500 watt solar panel. This thing is pretty cool. Let's get this thing unboxed, see what's inside. In our first box, we had our Solar Saga 500, which is actually 6 85 watt semi-rigid panels. Comes with all the accessories and hinges to put them all together, the cables, Anderson connectors, got a really nice carry case, got the user manual. So really nice setup for a 500 watt solar panel. But this thing can take a lot more than 500 watts. This is the Jackery Smart Transfer Switch. Comes with everything you need, a template, wiring, plugs, everything to set your on-grid system as a emergency backup. Switches over automatically for you just like that. This thing is beautiful. You open it up, you can see this is where all your circuit breakers are gonna go. Just looks like a home distribution panel in your house. Does come with a 100 amp breaker already built into it. You can plug your grid and your battery backups into there. Again, I will not be installing this today because I am 100% off grid. But I did want to show you this. If you're in for a emergency home backup on grid, this is what you're gonna need. Got my first battery out of the box. Again, this is the Jackery battery pack for the 5,000 plus, 5,040 watt hours. Does have a digital indicator, tell you how much percentage is left on it, and an indicator whether it's charging, discharging. Comes with a nice manual. This thing weighs about 82 pounds, so I've got 2 of them. Woo, that's pretty heavy. So once you get these in place, you don't want to keep moving them around. Now the main unit over there, it does have wheels. Let's get into that. Saving the best for last. That is right. This is the Jackery Explorer 5000 Plus main unit. Does have the wheels and the casters. The casters can lock. Got this nice handle right here. This does have a battery inside it itself, 5,040 watt hours, just like the expansion packs. But also it has this beautiful LCD display. Give you all kinds of indications, everything you need. You can connect with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi from your phone. and control and monitor every aspect of it. It does have these 4 20 amp 7200 watt max pure sine wave receptacles right there. USB-C 100 watt max charging, USB-A 18 watt max charging, 2 of each of those. 12 volt 10 amp car charger right there. Very, very cool. Switch over to this side. We can see we've got the AC expansion port, AC 120 volt 200 volt 30 amp plug. That's the twist lock. And then we have the big AC 120 240 volt 30 amp. 30 amps, guys, that's right. And each of these little buttons right here will reset the individual 120 receptacles. Come over here on this side, and we can see solar. This is a solar generator. You open this up, you see this switch right here, switch from high voltage to low voltage. Low voltage will be this lower wattage input, lower voltage input solar. Switched over to high voltage, these MC4 connectors right here, 4,000 watts at much, much higher voltage. Right down here we have our AC charging port, AC 100 volt to 220 volt, 15 amp max, and of course the DC expansion port. Very cool. I've got all the hinges installed on my solar Saga 500 solar panel. I did connect all the Anderson connectors. I checked each one individually with a meter to make sure the voltage was in range and each panel will work. They're about 47 volts with the way I've got them setting up like this in the sun. So now I just got to get my Anderson to 8020 cable, plug it in right here. And then once we get this plugged in, we can go plug our 8020 connector into our Explorer 5000 Plus on the 8020 input, PV input. So come over here, let's do that. Let's go ahead and connect the batteries. We've got our 2 expansion pack batteries. We can see right here we've got ports B and A, and we've got connectors. This one says B, so let's connect a B in there. All right, this one here says B, so we'll connect a B in here. All right, so we've got an A, so we'll connect this A right there, boom. And then we got this one, which is gonna be the A for the main power on the unit. Boom, now we've got our 2 batteries connected to our Explorer 5000 Plus. Let's go ahead and turn power on to the main unit. All right, we can see 29%. Output is 0, input is 0. Come over to the batteries. Batteries automatically power up, and we see they are each at 29 and 28%. Open up our DC input panel. We can see our low voltage PV inputs are right here. I'm gonna plug in one. Get it completely plugged in there. Now let's check, and we're still on the low, right? We're on our high voltage is off, so we're not using the high voltage MC4. That's for 4,000 watts. We can go 500 to get 1,000, or we can go 600 to get 1,200. We've got 500 coming in right now on this low voltage. All right, we can see right now that we've got 100, basically 100 watts coming in, and it would take about 9 hours or so to charge at this rate. Our panels aren't laying flat. Let's try to lay them flat and see if we can get a little more input there. Collapse them, turn them. We'll lay them down this way. Again, making sure we don't overextend them. There we go. Again, they go about 30 degrees. That should be good. Let's see if we got a little more power coming in. Looky there, 250 watts now, and only about 4 or 5 hours to charge. Just by laying them over, we doubled the wattage and increased our quick charge time. There we are. I changed the angle just a little bit more, and let's see what we got now. I bet it's a much, much higher, which looks like, let's see if I can get the sunshine off there. Ooh, look at there. 345 watts, 3.4 hours to charge. That's what I'm talking about. Oops, I misspoke completely here. When I said 3.5 hours to charge at that wattage, no. That was a factor of 10 off. When you're talking 300 or 400 watt input, guys, these are 5,000 watt hour batteries, 3 of them. So at 29%, it's going to take a lot longer than 3.5 hours, more like 35 hours. Now, if you plug in the 4,000 watts of high voltage PV input, That's a lot quicker, 4,000 watts an hour, right? If you plug in the AC input, say from grid power or a generator, that's up to 1,800 watts. Or if you use the smart transfer switch from grid power or generator, that's 4,000 watts. So you can charge this quickly, even with these 2 extra batteries, but not with just one 500 watt solar panel. It's gonna take a while. Now that we got everything unboxed, let's go ahead and get it set up in my generator tent. That's where I've got all my temporary power generation systems for the RV and everything we're doing here building our off-grid barn house. Once I get it set up, we'll get some solar brought into it. We'll power it up from the generator. We'll power the camper up. We'll even try to power our well pump. Ooh, this is the exciting stuff. I've got our solar Saga 500 laid out on the ground here. We do still have some good sun. Again, not the optimal angle right now, but again, this is just for testing. I'm gonna be getting some big power going to it in just a second. Let's make sure this 500 works though. Let's plug our PV in to our DC 8020 port. There we go. Let's see what kind of solar we got coming in. 275 watts coming in, not too bad. While I'm rewiring my major solar array to bring in big power into the Jackery 5000, let's go ahead and let it charge from the generator, get a little more power into it. Plug it in back here to the generator. And I'm using this AC charge cable. Again, plug it right into the AC charge port. Plugs in right here, get that all fully inserted. Now let's start our generator. Make sure I got fuel, I do. All right, let's see what kind of wattage we got coming in. All right, we got about 2,000 watts coming in from our generator and our solar Saga 500, not too bad. 5.6 hours to full charge. That is hours this time, not guys, 5.6, not 56. Before we put any loads on our solar generator, let's get maximum solar input to it. That's right, the high voltage connection. A lot of people don't have that capability. I've got 48 solar panels, 24,000 watts effectively behind me. I'm gonna connect 10 of these panels together, and that should not exceed the maximum voltage or wattage, so we should be good. So let's see if we can put this thing to the test. We can see I ran a temporary cable up. I got all these other cables I've been running for my temporary solar, but I had to run this new cable so I could have 10 solar panels. And I do have these other ones connected. I'll have to reconfigure them for the low voltage input so I can stop using the solar Saga and just use a couple of these other ones. But right now we connected 10. That's right, 10 of these solar panels in series. All of them in series. Of course, the wires aren't prettied up or anything. I did have to get up there before you saw me and cut all the clips and run the cable up through there. I did all that earlier. All right, got all that connected. Let's go see how many solar watts we can get in on the high voltage input. All right, we got 2,000 watts on the input there. Let me turn off the generator. Turn the generator off, okay. And it goes down to 325 watts. That's coming in on this solar. Let me unplug this. Now I do have my MC4 already ready to go, so let's go ahead and plug them in. There we go. There we go. Now we got to take this over to high volts on. Boom, high volts on. Now let's see what kind of watts we got. All right, 3,250 watts, 3,252 watts. I'll take that. Only take 2.5 hours to charge with the main solar array. 2.5 hours, and we're at 54% right now. Let's go ahead and plug the Solar Saga in, see what happens. Plug the Solar Saga in. Let's come over here, check and see what it does now. 35. Of course, I think the cloud may be coming over. That's a problem with doing a cloudy day. 35, 70, 35. All right, I'll take it though. Let's turn the generator back on. Let's see if we can we'll see what it does with solar and the generator running. We had 3,600 right there. I just saw 3,600. Now let's see if we'll kick up total charging. It goes into there it goes. I heard it kick up. All right, 5,000. We had 5,200 watts right there, guys. 5,200 watts. 1.8 hour, we're gonna have this thing charged. 1.8 hour. Turn the generator off here. And the next thing we're gonna do is power up a huge load. Let's go look at it. I am living in this 18-foot camper trailer while I'm building my off-grid barn house. It is hot here in West Tennessee. I know it's the beginning of September, but it's 90 degrees today, and I really want the air conditioning running in that camper. It is a huge, huge inductive load. Runs about 1,700 watts while it's running. Takes over 2,000, 3,000 watts starting surge. Can the Jackery Explorer 5,000 plus do it? I think it can, I really do. So we're gonna start up the air conditioner here in just a second, get it plugged into the Jackery first, start the air conditioner up and see what happens. I'm gonna plug it into the 50 amp 240 120 connection here. Now the camper is 120, it's not 240, but I am using the 50 amp connection here. So let's go ahead and turn the AC on and see what happens. Right now our output is 0. Let me turn the AC on. See what happens. All right, we got 1,300, 1,800, 1,700, 1,768. The air conditioner is running without a problem, guys. See, we've still got 3,600 watts coming in, 1,700 watts coming out. I'm running the camper air conditioner and we're still charging 4.4 hours and we'll have this thing powered up completely. I'll tell you right now, that is a game changer to be able to take in more watts from solar alone than the air conditioner runs while it's running at max capacity. That is amazing. That truly, truly is amazing. Now for the second big test. I've got this 8750 inverter generator here. It has 240 volts. My little 5000 here only has 120 volts. I was having to run this just for the well, the water well. That's right, it's a 240 volt horsepower pump. I forgot to say a quarter horsepower, half horsepower. I forgot how many horsepower it is, but it's a pretty huge load for a system. So what we're gonna do is unplug it here, take it over, and let's see what it does plugged into the Jackery. Let's plug in the well. There we go. Make sure that's twist locked in, it is. And let's start the water well. All right, I just turned on the water hose and we'll see how long it takes for the pressure in the well to drop. We got like 3,000, this clouds came over. We got 3,000 watts coming. Ooh, 3,400. The well just came on, guys. The well's on. 3,400 watts going out, 2,500 watts coming in. But we know when the cloud goes away, that solar goes up to 37. You know, we're at 32. We're almost equal right now. Oh my gosh, guys. 34, we're equal. When the air conditioner kicks off in the camper, or when the pump kicks off on the well, and that drops down, the output will be about 400, 500 watts, and we'll still have 3,600 watts coming in. That is some crazy stuff. Let's see if we can see that happen here in just a second. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and then we'll come back whenever the air conditioner is off and the well is off. Looky here, guys, looky here. We got 56 watts going out. That's just like the clock and my router, my Wi-Fi router in the camper, and then 3,500 watts coming in. So our system's gonna be charged in 2 hours at this rate. The well can come on when I take a shower. Air conditioner can come on when it's super hot. I am taken care of. Yeah. Let's see what the Jackery app has to say and how we can control our Explorer 5000 Plus. Go ahead and click right there, and we can see that we are 62% charged right now. The unit is 41.3 degrees Celsius. It's pretty hot out here, that's for sure. We've got 3,140 watts coming in. Clouds go by. You can see how it changes right there. The output is 2,063 watts. The air conditioner is running right now. The well is not running. It's on demand, right? You can see that the AC output is on. The DC output is off. The USB output is off. We do have the 120/240 output on. Now, here's a little note right here. If you charge from AC, right, if you plug into the AC input port, it turns off the split phase output. You do not get 240. So if you're plugged into the 30 amp or the 50 amp output there, it does turn that off. So that is one little issue. If you're gonna charge AC, you can't have your 240 on. You'll have to use some of the front 20 amp plugs, 120 volt plugs. That is key there. All right, so we look down here. The first battery pack is 67%. The second battery pack is 67%. Let me click on one of those. You can see right there, 248 watts is going into that one, probably about the same, 241 watts. It is splitting the solar going in the main unit there. So again, very, very awesome. 5-year warranty, 2-year, I believe it's a 2-year unlimited warranty, 5-year limited warranty, if I'm not mistaken. So there's the app. I bound it already. It is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. That's pretty awesome. So there's the app. I am beyond excited to have this system up and running. The Jackery Explorer 5000 Plus with the two 5000 Plus battery packs, the Solar Saga 500 solar panel, and even the smart transfer switch. I may use that in the future when I have my main solar going to my off-grid barn house. I can use that smart transfer switch and have the Jackery 5000 Plus as the emergency full home backup. That's right, full home backup. If you're interested in getting any of these Jackery products for yourself, I will leave a link down in the description. Appreciate you checking that out. If you're more interested in the specifications, the details of each of these pieces of equipment, I'm actually gonna have another video on Ridgelife's reviews and how-tos. That's my tech spec channel, if you will. Go check that out. I will leave links for it as well. So guys, love every single one of you. And if you like today's video, give it a big old thumbs up. Hit that notification bell right down there and like, share, and subscribe. It's always 100% free. So until next time, I hope everyone has a blessed day and go Ridgelife.